Hello everyone, welcome to Broadband Deployment News. Today I'm going to be looking at an interactive map from Brookings Institute that shows ARPA grants, and you can filter that by things like broadband. Be right back. Thanks for joining me. Rick Husey here with Broadband Deployment News. So as I mentioned, there's this interactive map that I found that looks pretty interesting. It shows you the ARPA, it's called a Local Government ARPA Investment Tracker, and it shows you ARPA grants that have been made. Shows you here like some summary totals, like 152 local governments, 2,334 projects, $18.4 billion tracked. That's 48.6% of the budget funding budgeted. Whoops. And that you can just see right there how I can go in and out of the map with my mouse scroller, although you can do that also through clicking here. I'll show that in a minute. So this is getting back to the map here. So here it is. So I'm going to scroll down right over here on the side so I can get down further. So you can see over here, again, it's got some additional numbers. National sample average, about 38% of government operations, 12.1% are infrastructure, 10.5% are economic and workforce development, 12.7% housing, 12.3% community aid, 2.3% public safety, and 12.2% would be public health. And then down here, you've got a table with all of them listed. So you've got the various, starting with Albuquerque, New Mexico, you can scroll down, you got Anchorage, keep going, Anchorage, Arlington, Texas, etc. So you got this big table of information down here. But the cool thing about this is this map is interactive, so I can go up here. You see I've got different filters I can set. Again, to zoom in on the map, I can use my mouse to scroll, or if I want to zoom in, let's say on Georgia, I can double click on the map in that general vicinity, and it will bring me in there. And I see right here is an area that I'm very familiar with, Cherokee County, Georgia. So I can see they've got $50 million ARPA tracked, and right now nothing's changed, but if I click that, you can see the numbers change here. So this is showing me specifically just Cherokee County, Georgia right here. So you can see the amount of government operations, infrastructure, housing, and you see all these categories right here. So what is the infrastructure? Is that broadband? Well, I know it's not because I looked at this earlier, but the way I can filter this map, if I come down here, I can search for all government types. I can search by local government. So if it's all, then I've got basically I can choose between city, consolidated city, county, or county. And then you've got local governments. This is going to list just all of them that's in that table down there when I'm looking at all government types. And I'm looking at all spending groups. So spending groups, I've got the different types of spending. And then treasury eligible uses. I actually didn't look at this earlier, so this is going to be, okay, so I've got administrative infrastructure. So infrastructure, I can select broadband, I can select different kinds, I can do last mile and other projects. And then over here, under infrastructure, I can just select broadband. I don't think there's anything else there. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to take broadband and then select that. And you'll see, if you're looking at the map, that all of those disappeared because none of those have broadband in there. I'm going to uncheck that and go over here. And I'm going to say broadband, well, that's not going to help. I'm assuming these are also not going to show anything there. So unselect that. So I'm going to make the map bigger and just see how that changes things. Come out here, look at the whole country, approximately. There we go. So now I'm going to come back down to my filters, and I'm going to see, let's look at broadband last mile projects. So you can see that reduces it quite a bit. I've only got this many, and I can search here by local government. I can see exactly who they are. Kansas City, Monmouth County, New Jersey, and you see there's counties and cities. So what is that? Onondaga County, New York, Orange County, Florida, San Jose, the city of San Jose, Wake County, North Carolina, and York County, Pennsylvania. So let me go back to my uses here, and I'm going to do broadband other projects. And that change things. So the last mile project, I would assume, is broadband infrastructure. Obviously, deploying fiber, or most likely fiber technology, could be wireless, I suppose, to the last mile to the end user. The broadband other projects, I suppose, could be middle mile or other kinds of broadband projects. Let's see if there's anything else down here. Mostly water. And that looks like it. Services to disproportionate, what is that? Education assistance, housing support. I was going to see if there was some broadband equity kinds of stuff in here. I don't know if that would be included in this bill. So again, kind of going back to, I'm going to look at the spending group, and this should give me all broadband, I would think, getting that same, probably that same list that I was looking at. So again, I can look at, now that I'm looking at broadband, I'm assuming that's broadband. I'm assuming that includes these two categories here, broadband last mile projects, and broadband other projects. So I'm assuming that those two are included there. Let's just see if we can tell, shall we? So if I go, that's everything. Looks like Florida's got quite a bit going on. So if I take that off and go in here, that's everything now. Now I'm going to say broadband last mile and broadband other projects. Actually, looks like that. Oh, actually, yeah, those. Well, yeah, I got 3 basically in Florida here, it looks like. So I've got 1 last mile project. I've got 1 other project. I'm going to make this all again. Just take that off. And I'm going to go in here, spending by group. I'm just going to click broadband. So there's a lot more going on when I select broadband in there. So I'm not sure. This is Treasury eligible uses. I'm not sure the difference there. That's Treasury eligible uses, and this is spending group. Let's look and see what this says. Click for more information. Alternative classifications were used for this project that differ from the official Treasury Department eligible uses that reflect the primary issues that the project or program seeks to address. Okay. And this says Treasury Department eligible uses include a menu of 66 different possible eligible uses. Local governments were asked to assign each project in their inventory with a Treasury-defined eligible use for official reporting purposes. So it looks like maybe some of these that are that were added when I unselected the eligible uses and I put on the spending group, some of those are probably just not reported as Treasury eligible uses, which is why they're not showing up on the map. So, okay, how do I get rid of that? There we go. All right, so that's pretty cool. So I can filter that, and then when I do that, by the way, so if I look at just a particular, I can click also anywhere on this map. So let's say I want to look at whatever this is going on here. This is, where am I looking at there? Whoop. Come over here. So that's St. Charles County, Missouri. Whenever I click on anything or I filter, it's going to adjust my table down here. So then I get more information about this. I get a project overview. I do see, you know, this one is a Treasury eligible use group, so it's mentioned there, and it's broadband other projects. So this is a broadband other project. I can pick something else on the map and go back down here to Florida. Let's just pick this. And that is Orange County, Florida. And now I've got 2 on there. No, yeah, there's 2 in Orange County, Florida. So these are both last mile projects, and you can see 2 different amounts here. And again, when you do that, you get the table changes, and then you get your information up here on the side. And any filters that you put in. So when I just pick broadband, if I go all, make this all, just uncheck that. That will make it all. And now I've got everything on the map, basically here. Zoom out a little bit. So now everything is on the map, and therefore everything in the table is represented because everything's on the map. But if I choose something like just the Treasury eligible uses for broadband on last mile projects, I get that. Then that changes both my information here on the side. I can see 3.2%. This is the national sample average, 3.2%. Community aid, 0.2%. And then, oops, my slider go? There it is. And then down here, now my table is reduced to just these 4. Wait a minute now, I've got more than 4. Hold on. Just moved something, as you noticed there, the wrong thing. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I've got Kansas City, Monmouth County, New Jersey, New York and Orange County, Florida, and I think there's nothing else in there. Why do I just have 4? So this is, maybe that's from selecting before. What is that? That's Kansas City. There's California. Let's see, San Jose. So now I'm looking at just San Jose. If I unselect that. So you can unselect and then get everything back in your table. So for some reason, San Jose is not showing up in here. Not sure exactly why. Let's put other projects. And, oh, maybe I didn't scroll down. Let's double check that. Let's see, last mile projects. Maybe I missed that there was a scroll bar there. So this is other project. Whoa, stop that. This is why the scroll thing sometimes is a little crazy when you're trying to use one of these maps. So now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That makes sense. I think I had missed, I was in this table and somehow I had missed that, or maybe it didn't show up for some reason. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoops. 7. And now in my table, I've got 8. Is that right? Well, no. Wow. Wait a minute. Now. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's what I missed doing. So I was here and I wasn't scrolling down the page. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I've got 2 in Orange County, Florida. So that's what it is. All right. So I hate when things don't match up. Everything's got to work for me. So there you go. So you got 7 on the map, and this particular one has got 2 projects outlined in the table for Orange County. So that's why I come up with 8 on that. So anyway, I think this is interesting. If you want to look at what's going on with ARPA and specifically look at where some of that money is being allocated, and specifically if you're looking at broadband, you can filter by that. You can always reset the filters either by going in here and unchecking whatever you had checked, or you can just hit reset filters. So I can also look if I want to see, and I want to see just which are, I got to scroll up again. If I want to see which are counties, I can do that. And you see I just took off the cities there. So now I still got Orange County, but I don't have San Jose, I think it was. So now I've just got all these counties in here. I can do the same thing. I can go to city instead of county. And now I've got San Jose and I've got Kansas City, Missouri. I can just look at those. And now I just got those 2 on the map. So everything's matching up. So that makes me feel good. So anyway, I will post a link to this if you found this interesting. So if you did find it interesting, go ahead and give me a like on the video. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. And ring the little bell. You'll be notified when I'm live. Tomorrow is Tech Tuesday. So I'll be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock with a topic for Tech Tuesday. I think it's probably going to be the latest broadband news, not necessarily related to broadband deployment, just broadband in general. News that's curated for broadband service providers, people that are in the business now or that are maybe entering the business and want to know about what's going on. So that will likely be the topic tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So I will see you then. Thanks. Bye-bye.